For the past day, I've been lucky enough to get my hands on this, Sony's brand new FE 1635 f4G lens. And this brings a new addition to that much loved wide angle focal range and gives a newer and updated version over the Zeiss lens, which was released back in 2014. I've come down to the New Forest and it's a little bit of a gloomy day, but we're going to take a look around and put it through its paces to see how it can perform. Before we get too far into this video, those 8 years that have passed since 2014 is a reasonable amount of time in this digital age. To give you some idea, that's the same year that the A7 Mark II was released, and since then we've seen a staggering improvement to many features, including stills and video resolutions, autofocus speeds, low light performances, and all of this can benefit from an up-to-date lens. Straight away you will notice that we have a rocker switch positioned on the side, making this a power zoom lens. Now, the previous power zooms have either been built for APS-C size sensors or are rather big and heavy if designed for full frame. Sony has addressed these disadvantages and created something that's not only 1 centimeter smaller than the previous non-power zoom Zeiss lens, but is also about a third lighter too, making it a smaller and more compact full frame lens. Utilising their XD linear motors that have previously been seen on some of Sony's autofocus systems, we actually have for the first time in an alpha lens a zoom that is powered by XD linear motors. This not only helps in that smaller design of the lens, but it also results in a reliable, smooth and quiet zoom performance. Now, although this is a power zoom lens and at a first glance primarily tailored towards those video content creators, still shooters should still give this a second glance, as it's an ideal lens for street and landscape styles of photography. Inside we find 13 elements in a 12 group construction consisting of 2 advanced spherical glass elements along with multiple ED elements too. This alone helps to reduce any chromatic and spherical aberration, along with a superb edge-to-edge sharpness, perfect for those high-res images. With a constant f4 aperture throughout the entire zoom range, the 1635mm may not be the fastest wide-angle zoom, but it is certainly bright. The lens itself has a triple ring design consisting of a focus, zoom and aperture ring. We find the usual D-click switch for the aperture, along with a custom hold button and the newer iris lock switch. The lens keeps to a constant length due to the internal zoom and focusing, along with an updated dust and moisture resistant build. On the front element we have a fluorine coating to help repel any water, oil or other contaminants. Thanks to the use of those advanced spherical elements found inside the 1635, the minimum focusing distance at the wide angle end actually matches the previous Zeiss and G Master lens at 28 centimeters. But at the telephoto end we actually see an improvement down to just 24. The maximum magnification is also improved to 0.23 times, and thanks to a 7-bladed circular aperture, along with the Super ED and ED glass elements, we find a clean, smooth bokeh without colour bleeding. The lens has a number of different ways that you can operate the zoom range, from the rocker switch on the side to the ones found on selected cameras like the FX3 and ZVE10. You can also use the physical ring on the lens or the option of a wireless control via remotes, apps or here when rigged to the gimbal. You actually have quite a number of customizable features to the zoom range that you can change. For instance, the speed of your zoom, whether you wish to have a slow and steady or fast and responsive performance, you can select from one of the multiple options. In the menu setup, you can also separately change the speed for when recording compared to when you're not. Another nice customizable feature is the option to change the zoom ring's direction for whichever way suits your needs best. Focusing on the 16 to 35mm I found to be quick and responsive throughout the time that I had with the lens. The XD motor powering the focus is again fast to perform and extremely quiet, making it ideal for any video content. There is also no clear signs of focused breathing when shifting from a subject that's close up in front to one that's further away in the distance. On some other lenses there would be an obvious change in your frame's field of view, resulting in an unattractive focus pull, but Sony have worked hard to minimise this in the 16 to 35.
This is a smaller and lighter lens than the previous models, and with the latest autofocus system, edge-to-edge sharpness and that XD linear power zoom, this is definitely something that hybrid, stills and video content creators should check out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit subscribe, ring that bell to get notifications of all our latest content, and if you'd like any more information, please check out the link below or pop into your local London Camera Exchange.